I know I've not done one for about 4 days, maybe 5, but just not had that much I wanted to talk about. But my good friend Wingy Gaming earlier today came out with a rather good little talking point. 5 awkward questions for your YouTube friends. I was like, oh, so that this sounds like something I want to get involved in, because anything Wingy's up part of, I want to be part of, because, oh, dude's awesome. Simple as. And he posed these 5 awkward questions. Number 1, what was your first games machine and how old were you? Well, I know what the first machine was, but I'm not exactly sure how old I was. I think I was about 7-ish? Maybe a little older, I don't know. But my first ever games machine was a Commodore 16. Now, pretty much all of you out there are going to go, what the hell's a Commodore 16? Let me explain. A Commodore 16 was a keyboard, a QWERTY keyboard. Connected to that QWERTY keyboard, you could have a joystick. But the main part of it was a large unit that took what's known as an audio cassette. Upon this audio cassette was placed game code. And to load the games onto a Commodore 16, you took the tape, you put it in the machine, had to make sure to spool the tape first, and some of you younger ones are going, what's spooling? But basically, when you have a cassette tape, as you've probably seen on some of your t-shirts or the backs of some people's phone cases that look all retro and 80s, when you have an audio cassette, hang on a minute, I think I've got one knocking around. Let's see. No, I don't. Okay, I do still have all my tapes, but anyway. Right, so you have an audio cassette. Hang on. Let's see if we can get a Google image of one. Let's see. I use my wee boy's tablet. Yeah, my kid's got a tablet. I know, spoiling parenting. Cut a present from his uncle, okay? Audio images. I don't know how well you'll make this out, guys. Shut up, stupid thing. That's an audio cassette. Okay? Magnetic tape. Okay? So basically what you had was, you had tape winding round and round in a circle. Okay? Till such point, hang on, I need this working, you damn thing, with this one. You'd have these two little wheels that would go round and round and round. And as it would go round, tape would be wound round one of the spools in a big circle, and it would move down through a mechanism, go over a reader that would read the magnetic pattern on one side of the tape, literally on the left side of the tape, or the right side of the tape, depending. And it would move across the reader, and then gather on the other one, and as that turned, it was basically, they were both turned together, and one was releasing, and the other one was gathering. And that had the game code on it. And generally, most of the games, you had to flip the tape over. And it wasn't just, I'll flip the tape over. You had to be quick. And you had to make sure that the tape didn't lose tension. You had to make sure that the tape was tight. Which came with the spooling. So basically, you get it to the little white bit before the black bit. And you take a pencil or your finger, whatever, and you actually physically tightened the tape. So, all that, and it used to take about easy 45 minutes minimum to load a game onto the Commodore 16. Okay? This is a long time ago. We're talking way back 80s. Okay? So that was my first games machine. Ooh, the fun I had with that puppy. I played some odd games in there, I tell you. And the second question we asked was, on average, how many hours of gaming do you do a week? Now this one's kind of tricky for me, because my gaming fluctuates. Sometimes, you know, I'll get away with getting quite a bit of gaming in, and those are good weeks. And sometimes I don't get that much at all. I mean, the only bit of gaming I know I can rely on is the bit I get when I do my streaming every Thursday. Because when I come on Thursday, I stream for at least 2 hours. Sometimes I might do 3 hours, but it's always at least 2 hours. But basically, it's whatever I can get my hands on, as much as my greedy little mitts can grab at. I will put my bum right here on this couch, and I will game as much as I possibly can. Because I love gaming, that's why I started this channel. What else? Oh, how do I feel about my view to sub ratio? My view to sub ratio? I feel it could be better, but it could also be worse. Hang on, let me get an example. If I go to my YouTube channel, I'll do it through the PS3 because that's what I've got on there now. Because I've got that up for a later question. Waiting for it to load, because it's a PS3, it's a bit slower than it used to be. It's a 60 gig, but it's got a 320 hard drive within it. Singing daft little songs to keep you going. Right, so, go down to, I've got to sign in. Dear God. Right, I know, I'll search myself, that's what I'll do. So, as it stands at the moment, I've got 175 subscribers. My last few videos, let's see, Celebrate had 24 views 5 days ago. Looks like I was right. 3.50 Here Are the Changes, 21 views. Just Some Streaming Fun, 21. Lana Blurp was right, 36. Yay at Last, 19. It Could All Go Horribly Wrong, 42. RIP Evolution Studios, 55. Deposit on the Future, 63. Zenbloke's PSVR Response, 69. You Guys Are Awesome, 50. 2.0, 37 views. It's getting closer, 23. Update 3.50, 27. 10k Yay, 42. Competition Time, You Could Be a Winner, 21 views. That's a recent one, that's only a month ago. You might guys want to check out that You Could Be a Winner video. What are the new ideas? Ellipsis point, ellipsis point, ellipsis point. Discuss, 24 views. Don't watch Recording for Highlights video, 83 views. Beta Beware, 43. Borderline Racist, 31. Calm down, 51. That's a little joke actually, the way I've said that particular thing. Zenbloke, hashtag SFV Game Off, 36 views. People's Front of Judea, 31. You get the general idea. I usually seem to hover around the early 30s, the occasional dip here and there, sometimes the odd spike, but generally around the early 30s. So I think it's roughly meaning that I get about a fifth, maybe a sixth of my sub count to use my videos. Now, yes, I would like that to be more, but you know, you can't have everything, can you? So yeah, it could be better, but the only way to make it better is to try and make sure I do better content for you guys. Right, where was I? Okay, so come here. What was the last question? Uncompleted games. Right. There's some games on my list that are not only uncompleted but unstarted. So I'm gonna, since I got my PS3 on, I'll go through them. So then I don't know exactly how many they are, but at least I can give you the titles. So Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath HD, Gravity Rush, Liberty City Stories. Now, I've not played it on my PS3, but I have had a go on a different system. I think it was when I had my PSP. So I think I've played this a little bit on my PSP, but never got round to playing the rest of it because I sold my PSP. Warhawk PS1. Never played that. Really should get round to that. Let's see. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now I've played a mobile version of this, but not played it on this. Minecraft PlayStation Vita Edition. So these are my Vita games that I've yet to try, I think. Right. Okay, yes, I've picked the wrong part of the list, but anyway. So I've got my Vita games up on my PS3, so you know which ones I've not played, because these are ones I've yet to download into the system. Minecraft PlayStation Vita Edition. Killzone Mercenary. Murasaki Baby. Oh god, I really need to get to that because I wanted that game for so long, and when it came up on PlayStation Plus, I was back in the net. I've not even touched it yet. Let's see what I've got here in me PlayStation 3 games. So I've got Grid Auto Sport. Now I think I might have started that, but I think I got pulled away from it because I was doing other things. Medal of Honor Warfighter, because it was free. Far Cry Blood Dragon. Now that I really have to get to because that was awesome. Played that. Now here's the interesting thing. I've got SSX. Now I had SSX before, physical edition. So I've not played this digital edition. So I don't know if all my saved stuff and all the things in the DLC I have will come across. Same here with Twisted Metal. Counter Spy. Now I've not touched that at all. Race the Sun. Now I've played the PS4 version, I think, but I've got it on both systems. But I don't think I've played this PS3 version. Call Us Why is a Gunslinger. I think I've played most of it, but I don't think I've completed it. Azura's Awakening. I've got that both on my PS4 and my PS3, but I've not touched it on either system. Crimes and Punishment Sherlock Holmes. Now, yes, I downloaded that, but I'm not playing it. I actually downloaded it for my wife to play because she loves all things Sherlock Holmes, so I don't know whether or not that counts. Yakuza 4, because I thought it'd be a laugh, but I've still not touched it. DuckTales Remastered hasn't been completed, but I downloaded that for my wee boy to play. You know, because I figure start him light. I mean, it's a tricky game, but it's a kid's game, so he can play it. Thief, not touched it at all. Prototype 2. Also not touched that at all. Mirror's Edge. Now, I have the digital version of Mirror's Edge, but I used to have the physical copy. But I was never able to get past a certain part. Now, I got pretty far through the game, but I just got completely and utterly stumped. So it's one of these days I will have to come back to it. Now, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Now, I have played some of this. I've not played all of it, but then considering it's a kind of a fighty title, it depends on whether or not you want to call it complete. Borderlands 2. I loved Borderlands, eventually. It was a bit difficult to get into, but once you're in, you're in. Still got to play this because it did look fun. Dragon's Dogma, and it actually updated itself to Dark Arson. So yeah, I've got to do that because I've never done it. XCOM Enemy Unknown. I know you're screaming at the screen, dude, you've not played XCOM. Yeah, I downloaded it. I've just not had time. I've been playing other things. Jet Set Radio. Now, admittedly, the controls can be a bit funny. You know, the direction and the camera can be a bit, but it is such fun. But I've not completed it by anywhere near. I think I've got like maybe a fifth of the way in. Twisted Metal Back. Now, I got this digital version because I bought the physical version of the last Twisted Metal because I pre-ordered it. Abe's Odyssey. Sorry, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. Now, I think this is the original PlayStation version, so I've not done that. Let's see. Oh, Zombie Apocalypse, Never Die Alone. I dipped my toe into the water but never got any further. Now give me a second while I shut down the PlayStation 3 and boot up the PlayStation 4. Well, it's actually already booted, so hopefully as I turn it off, it'll bring the PlayStation 4 on, because I've only got the one HDMI port, so I've actually got an HDMI splitter coming to my TV. My TV did come with two HDMIs, but unfortunately one of the HDMIs just turned up his little heels and died. Okay, it's trying to do an automatic update. So what I'll do is I will press the PS button. Let's see, it's going to keep on trying to do its update, so I'm going to do the physical switch. Give me a second. That should be about ready. Right. Okie dokie, let's go to the box of shame. Okay. Let's go to games. Right. Recently launched Zombie, you know, the old Wii U game that was recently free on PlayStation Plus. I've not played that, primarily because I'm waiting to do that when somebody votes on it for the stream. Same with Broforce. Hardware Rivals, I think I'll have a go at it at some point, but I've just not gotten round to it. I've still got a lot of stuff to do in Rocket League as far as the trophies are concerned, but I've played the living hell of it because it is a lot of fun. Helldivers, not touched it. My Drive Club freebie edition, there's still some stuff to do in that, so yeah. Nova 111. I downloaded it. I'm not sure I'm ever going to play it, but at some point I might do. My Batman Arkham Knight. Now, technically, I've completed the story, but there's a couple bits of story DLC, you know, the separate missions that have come along afterwards. I've played the Robin one. Sorry, no, I've played the Nightwing one. I've played the Batgirl one. But I've not played the Catwoman one. I think there's another one as well, but that's because it's on loan to my brother-in-law. Let's see. Grow Home. I dipped my toe in the water. Loved what I saw, but never got any further, so at some point I will have to come back to that. Destiny. No. Yeah, I'm wearing the Destiny t-shirt. I got this, as some of you long-term viewers will remember, when I was 5th in line for Destiny on the launch night, I would have been there first in line, except my boss, who was a complete idiot of the time, knew I wanted to get there and kept on not letting me out, even though I was completely done, and kept on concocting other little jobs for me to do. That's why I was 5th in line. Now, I've not got the Taken King, and I refused to buy the Taken King because I bought the season pass, you know. So I'm basically just waiting for Destiny to fall even further than it already has. And considering now all of a sudden they've released all this interesting stuff earlier today to try and get the audience back, because everybody's playing The Division, because The Division is awesome. Well, I like The Division anyway. Let's see. I've got the Uncharted Collection demo, which I've not even touched yet, and I'm going to get a loan of the Uncharted Collection from my friend, but as of yet I've not got to that. The Order 1886, definitely haven't completed that. I'll try and try and say about this without being too spoilery. You got there, dude, you're breaking back in, you're in the undergroundy bit, you go through that little bit where it locks behind you, there's a door in front of you that opens, you got 6 weapons. If you know that, if you've played the Order in 1886 all the way through, you know the bit I mean. It is stupid level hard. Warframe. Never understood Warframe. Played a fair bit of it. I know they keep adding bits to it, so you're never truly done with it, but I just never understood it. But one day maybe I will. Blacklight Retribution. Now that, yeah, that's an interesting game. It looks good. Its controls are horrible, but I know there's meant to be like this really good game behind it. if I could ever just get into it and understand what I was doing, much like Warframe. I've got the Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, which I've never touched, and I know I probably should because it would lead me to Metal Gear Solid 5, but then considering I'm not really a Metal Gear guy anyway, I doubt I'll ever buy it. Resogun had the tiniest of goes. I wasn't very good. Maybe someday I'll come back to it. Maybe somebody will request it on the stream, but I doubt it because I suck at it. Mercenary Kings. I wanted to like this, and one day I will probably come back to it, but as it stands at the moment, I just can't get a handle on it, so I need to come back to it when I've got a drought. When I've got a drought of games personally, which is why I've got all that stuff on PS3 and stuff on Vita. You know, that's going to be when I've got a drought, when I'm short on cash. Strider. Now, I did play a little bit of Strider. It's fast, it's frenetic, it's fun, but you have to be in the right place in your heat to be playing it. Don't Starve Console Edition. That's actually a decent little game, but understanding it is hell. Fez. Now, I started Fez, and it's a clever little game. And I've got it in my hard drive, and if someone asks for it, I play it. But generally, I don't play it because I just can't reconcile what a complete knobhead Phil Fish is. And even though he created this game, it's like he's such an immense twonk that I can barely get my route to play this. Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition. Teeny little bit played of normal Dead Nation. So I kind of have and I kind of haven't, so it really should come down to that. But it's top-down tank controls. It's a little bit sticky, but you know, it's meant to be worth it. Contrast. I've not even started it. I mean, I've had it sitting there forever, but one of these days I will get to it. Like I said, when the drought comes. Let's see. Far Cry 4. Love this. Have it on disc. Got it off my brother-in-law. Traded him for Battlefield 4, which I never touched because I'm not really in a Battlefield. No, actually, I did try it a little bit, but it just wasn't for me. I've done maybe a quarter of the story. Most of what I've done on Far Cry 4, as you've seen from the streaming channel, if you were coming to it when I first started, was basically just me running around the map, just causing all kinds of chaos. Oddworld New and Tasty, which is the upgrade to my Oddworld Age Odyssey. It's the newfangled version, and I've not even touched that. I mean, obviously I've played Abe's Odyssey, you know, back in the day and stuff. Transistor. I know you're going to be really super shocked. Never even started it. I know I should, because I know it's meant to be an absolute classic that I'm supposed to play. PT. Can't complete it. It beats me up. What else have we got? Super Meat Boy. Oh god. It's so hard. I got maybe about 10 levels, 15 levels in. It just completely just boots you in the bum the whole time. DC Universe Online. Oh, I wanted to like it so much, but it just did my nuts, so I just deleted it. I thought it would be better on PS4. It isn't. Killzone Shadowfall. Now, this I loaned off my mate Dave for one afternoon. Wanted to play more of, but never got round to. Maybe someday I'll get it back off him. Let's see, what else have we got here? Watch Dogs. Now, I played the entire story, but there's a lot of the DLC modes that I never touched. I touched about half of them, but there's a couple of them that I just never bothered with. So whether you want to call that incomplete, I don't know. Yeah, so I've got a fair few things. It all depends what you want. Obviously, my Fallout, I've played that all the way through, but I've not touched the 2 expansions that have come yet. But admittedly, I couldn't figure out how to get in to the Automatron DLC. So once I figure that out, I'll probably have a go. And that basically is all the games that I haven't done, unless I've forgotten something or I've wiped it and forgotten about it. But hopefully, Wingy, that will answer all your questions. I'll leave a link to Wingy's original video in the description if you want to go see it. And if you're a fellow YouTuber, please answer the questions. Let's make a really interesting discussion of this. Sorry this video has gone on for like 16 million years. But I wanted to make sure that I was being concise and correct. Anyway guys, please remember to rate, favourite, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, I never bother.